taking a break from the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, coming inside McCune Pavilion in Moraga. We are ready for action. The final non-conference tune-up as the St. Mary's Gales take on the UNC Asheville Bulldogs. Hi everybody, I'm Dave Lewis along with Bill Herenda. Danielle Alvari will be along in just a few moments. Both teams come from behind wins, maybe looking to be more consistent moving forward. A game that Asheville would like to have. It's a game that St. Mary's has to have. Hi everybody, Merry Christmas to you and yours. I'm Dave Lewis, this is Bill Herenda, and the coach once told me about X's and O's, and you know what? He said, it doesn't matter what you do X's and O's. If my X's are bigger and stronger and more talented than your O's, you've got a major problem, and that's a problem for Asheville tonight. Cullen Neal, drop it inside. Hunter denied, wanted a foul, getting nothing. Aggies look to push. Transition three, A.J. Harris. The 4-3 in the first half for New Mexico State.
They're playing with a lot of energy. And Dave, we mentioned it early, when Lofton makes those threes, not only does it keep you in the game, it gives you confidence, and we see this systemically now throughout the roster.
The lob for Hunter. The dunk try off the heel. And here come the Aggies. Another three, Wilkins. The 5th three for New Mexico State.
Wow.
5 of 8 from beyond the arc.
Wilkins was just 7 of 23 from downtown last season. Shot that with no hesitation.
Neal probing. Last touching New Mexico State, out of bounds.
And what happens sometimes is that you get sped up here when you're St. Mary's, but they're just a good closeout as well. But for New Mexico State, this has been a very strong showing thus far. And you can see the offense impacting their defense, Dave.
And Nar, leaner off the mark. This is A.J. Harris, transferred from Ohio State. Was in the concussion protocol a week before the first exhibition game. Mario Jones, shot clock at 15. Red hot start for the Aggies, and that's a foul on Krebs.
Yeah, it's a rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness being emphasized this season. It's emphasized every season by the officials. But what happens frequently is coaches will say, we don't want our offense to affect our defense. But really what's happened tonight is that New Mexico State's defense has picked up. They're doing a better job of containing the ball, fewer straight line drives, because their offense has buoyed them here early, making threes. They've garnered confidence via their offensive prowess, and it's carrying over defensively.
And what about bringing in Jock Landale with his 2 fouls?
Well, you know, you got to trust him.
Jock nearly got his 3rd, reappearing on the other side. What a finish by Nadir.
That's a great example right there, Dave, of Landale having to play intelligently, defending without fouling, but Nadir making the Gales pay.
Landale wants on the post, single coverage, backing in. Strong to the goal. Saved by Chua. Nice job at holding his ground defensively. Good ball movement. Hadley free himself with the bounce, go baseline. Aggies with a little bit of a rhythm right now as Harris drains the 3, and Randy Bennett wants a timeout. 47-42, a fun time inside McCune in Moraga. I'm Dave Lewis, this is Bill Herenda, just the 2nd game of the season. Maybe we'll sing along with them. But certainly 2 teams that don't look like they're early in the season offensively.
Yeah, they both played well, Dave. I think the turning point for St. Mary's, they trailed by 8-9 minutes to go. First 8 minutes of the game, New Mexico State made 6 3-point field goals. They only made 1 the remainder of the first half. And of course, we know about St. Mary's 22nd in the country, finding poise on their home floor.
Now, we mentioned trying to slow down Nar. How would you do that on the pick and roll?
Well, you've got to, first of all, try to stay in front of him.
The favorites in the West Coast Conference trailed New Mexico State by 8 in the first half, now lead by 12, 74-62. Dave Lewis, Bill Herenda, and Kate Rooney from the McCune Pavilion in Moraga. New Mexico State came out red hot from the 3-point line. Since then, 1 for 5 in the second half. Have the Gales defended them better, or are they just simply missing open shots?
I think it's a combination of both, Dave. Frequently, you hear this about the NBA, it's a make or miss league. And certainly, New Mexico State got St. Mary's attention in the first half. They are closing out better on threes, but make no mistake about it, there have been some good looks that the Aggies just have not converted on. And here we see full court pressure. No surprise here. Can they turn over St. Mary's? The Gales, how many turnovers tonight? I had more cups of coffee than they've had turnovers, just 3. Impressive performance on their home floor.
Just 1 turnover in the second half. Cullen Neal back on the floor for the Gales, looking to negotiate the zone. Timer at 10. Jock Landale reappearing on the other side, can't finish. Evan Fitzner. They tie him up. This time the arrow points to St. Mary's. And that's what Randy Bennett wants from Fitzner, to be a better rebounder this year, to fill the void left by Dane Pinot.
Yeah, that would really round out Fitzner's game. Out of San Diego, 6'10" junior. He's part of the West Coast Conference all-freshman team a couple of years ago. He's yet to miss a start in his career, Dave. He started 70 games. A staple of stability, durability, causing vulnerability to the opposition.
Evan Fitzner probing middle. Create the contact, can't finish. Pass touching Jock Landale and out of bounds.
So we'll see if Neal provides the same spark here in the second half that he did in the first half. He took that charge, 2 great drives to the basket, brought some good energy. Gales now with a 12-point cushion, under 8 to go. They'd love to extend here, but the Aggies can travel out here. Cannot get their money's worth.
What a move by Lofton. Off the mark with a 3, and Fitzner with the rebound. Eminar probing middle. Lifts, step through, finish, and 1. And bring Nur to the line for a chance at 3. He's got 20 to lead all scorers.
It's uncanny how he's got the ability to get into the paint. He's set up by the screen by Landale. And you know, what do? There you fight over it, not a bad strategy. But without help, he's got the ability to finish. If you switch it, then you've got a big on a little, and conversely, you got a mouse in the house with a little guarding a big. So it's a conundrum. He's a provocateur, and it's really amazing to watch his creativity into the painted area. Gets there at will.
Not especially athletic, though, in terms of what you think of a guy being able to get to the basket and score, using angles and uses his body really well.
You know, he's 6'1", but when you look at him, nice look here, too. This is a play similar to what Jans ran for New Mexico State to start the half that led to a bucket by Chua. He's back at the free throw line. But on Nard, Dave, when you look at him at 6'1", he's got very long arms, he's wiry, and he makes excellent decisions. He has a sixth sense of when to drive, when to pull up, knows when Landale is going to pick, pop, roll. Same with Fitzner. Here's the pressure now, 2-2-1 style by the Aggies.
Lead cut to 12.
Now Hadley's on the floor. He's a three-point threat. High hopes for him. Aggies staying in zone right now.
Charge free, Fitzner gets it back. Timer now at 7. Cullen Neal, drop it inside to Landale. So patient with the shot clock winding down.
You know, sometimes it's just basketball. New Mexico State was in a zone. What do? Penetrate, drive, and Landale rolls to the basket. Great decision by Neal. Easy conversion.
Lofton splits the ball screen and attack the goal on a right-handed finish.
Yeah, the Aggies are not going to go anywhere. They're going to hang tough here. Try to speed up St. Mary's. They did a good job of that in the first half. Not resulting in turnovers, but just not very good possessions for St. Mary's. But again, the other opponent slowly looming, like the gloaming that comes over St. Mary's with the standard daylight time, is the clock.
Cullen Neal off the mark with the three, reads the miss, gets his own, attack the goal, throw it up and end, and bring Cullen to the line for a chance at three. The transfer from Ole Miss in his final go-round here in Moraga.
He just follows his shot, and Hadley, as a young player, will learn that it's one thing to close out, but you also must hit, find, and go get it in the vernacular of Tom Izzo. And Cullen Neal now, after toiling for his father in New Mexico at Ole Miss, follows his shot and cashes in.
Neal averaged 9 points per game last year for Ole Miss in 12 starts. Evan Fessner goes to the bench. Tanner Krebs back on.
And
15-point spread.
And for Hadley, he's an Aussie as well, just a freshman. So it's part of the learning and maturation process. That's something that's very valuable on film when you sit down and break it down. By the WAC portion of the schedule, Hadley's boxing everybody out. He's boxing out on the team dinner online.
Eli Chua off the mark with a three. Landale clears the rebound. Inside of 5.5 to play in the second half. St. Mary's trailed by as many as 8, in control. It's a 15-point spread. Krebs, Neal, Hermanson, Nar, and Landale for St. Mary's. This is Emmett Nar with the floater. 22 for the senior.
Good help that time by Chua, but Nar just hits a floater, drains it over.
Lofton can't finish. Hermanson boards. St. Mary's at 57% for the game. Making it so easy as Landale rips it home.
Yeah, just a busted assignment there by New Mexico State. And of course, St. Mary's capitalizes.
Paul Meiskins was on stats. Our producer Rick Reed, director Gary Wasley. For Kate Rooney and Bill Herenda, I'm Dave Lewis saying so long from Moraga. The Gales led by Emmett Nar 2-0 after a win over New Mexico State.